Hey guys, what's up? So the video you're about to see was recorded like a whole month ago. We took an unwanted break from YouTube for some reason. I don't know why. We just stopped making videos, but now we're back. Hopefully we'll get a bunch more out. We'll get back on our once a week schedule like we used to have. Yeah, so I don't want to hold you up because who wants to look at me? No, I'm just kidding. I'm a beautiful specimen. Alright, so please leave a like and subscribe. And comment something down below. Just comment anything, alright? Goodbye. What's up, guys? We gotta kind of be quiet for the intro, but today we're in Salem, Massachusetts.
And now we're in a mall.
We're in like a mall at a restaurant, so we gotta be kind of quiet.
But we did go to...
So we went to like a show where like there was like actors. It was in the town hall and it was showing like a reenacting a witch trial, and it was like we were actually there, but we couldn't record because it was copyrighted. So yeah, we're gonna eat in a minute. So I just wanted to do an intro.
So basically when we're food's ready.
Yeah, probably. Samuel Pickham's house. Is it like a witch house?
There's no such thing as
in there? So we're at the cemetery. Jeez.
Robert Stone.
Oh, they're like, it looks so New England-y over here. Look at all the birds just flying around like crazy.
I'm not getting too fly bored. I'm not getting too fly bored.
Kirk, are those your friends? You want to go fly with them? What is... Well, there's a big one. Very thin. Is that like where people live, you think?
Hey, I'm gonna go fly with my rover.
Wow, Carrie did it, but he did it like really fast, so you couldn't see him. Guess what? Squirrel! In the movie Hocus Pocus, they recorded a scene in a cemetery at the end. And they kind of recorded the movie in Salem, so this may or may not be the cemetery. Look how creepy this tree is. Nobody notices how creepy the trees are, but jeez.
What?
Oh yeah.
I know.
I'm excited for this. The Salem Witch Museum. I think it's like a show, I'm not sure though.
It is.
I'm good. Thank you. You're gonna get tickets. I need 4 tickets.
Bridget belongs here. Carrick is a Muppet. We're at the museum, but we can't really record here.
Because of copyright.
But they recorded Hubie Halloween here. Adam Sandler actually came here.
Wait, who did?
Adam Sandler, and if you look right here, that's literally right outside here.
That's why I came.
Yeah, but it says like no video camera inside of the exhibit, so we can't record in there.
Yeah, in there, but we came in here.
Yeah, we just took a little break. Now we're going to a restaurant. Then we're gonna go on like a ghost tour, so that's gonna be really cool. We are now going on a walking tour.
Or running.
But if you work hard enough and you run slow enough, it will be a running tour. We're going back to the cemetery. A storm's coming, and we're going on a ghost tour. Is this part of the? Bridges in his own.
Because one, the building's not there, but because she also might have rented that building because her husband and neglected it there. And so she's looking.
You might see a ghost if you look closely enough.
All right. Okay. Well, okay. My favorite story about the cemetery involves this building right here. You all see that? That is a red brick building. That red brick building is a Mexican restaurant. Now, it has been a restaurant at one time or another for decades.
I am so wet and so cold. My socks are so wet and so cold.
The actual street level, and then there was the actual which dungeon was underneath. It went from where he's standing all the way to the end of the street. We're going to walk by it, okay? So no worries. Now, during the Salem witch trials, there was a high sheriff. His name was George Corwin. He was 26 years old. He would go to you with an arrest warrant. When he approached you with an arrest warrant, he would ask you, how do you plead, innocent or guilty? Once you answered that question, the government was able to seize your property and put you through the trial process. Take your stuff, bring you to jail. You'd sit in jail until it was your turn to go to trial. You'd go to trial, and if you were found guilty, you'd be brought back to jail and wait to be then taken by a cart through the town up to Proctor's Ledge, where you were executed. Now, every day you spent in jail, you started to accumulate fees. These were like room and board fees, and these started to accumulate fast. If you happened to get pardoned anywhere along the line, your family could not take you out of jail until they paid your fees. And a lot of times people stayed in jail for a long time, like years, because their families could not come up with this money. Now, just to give you a point of reference, at the time when the witch trials was happening, there was about 3,000 people total living in Salem. When the witch trials ended and the governor came back from a war he was fighting and actually ended it, there was 500 people sitting in jail waiting to be processed through the court. That's 1/6 of the population was in jail. How insane is that? But let's talk about how nasty these...
So this used to be the prison where they put the witches. Now it's just office buildings, and it's so haunted, so all of it is for leash. Look, school or office.
There because no one's going there.
Also
They
haunted.
are there though.
This building just looks creepy.
Look, it says school or office. Is this police? What is it? Location of the floor, right here. Is it haunted? Does it have to? It's not haunted.
If it's not, trust me, it's haunted.
I want to go to
Might as well, we're here.
It's like an old church.
See, she wanted to the back half of Howard Street Cemetery. Howard Street is extremely haunted. Unfortunately, there's a mandate and an ordinance in Salem that we cannot bring children to Howard Street because there's a lot of rich people that live there. So they don't want to have a lot of crowds and a lot of people there. So you could go on your own, but you can. And right there, see the back corner, you can actually look into the back end.
Well, this is the field where people were tortured, where we're standing right now.
I have been thrown off of the property many times. I come here because Giles Corey, the man that was pressed to death, he was pressed to death right in that corner right there. So I'd like to tell people that. Also, people ask me what is pressed to death, because he's the only one that was. When Giles Corey was pressed to death, his wife, Martha, had just been arrested and found guilty of witchcraft. She was sitting in jail waiting to be hung. They went to Giles Corey with an arrest warrant, and they told him that he was going to, they asked him, how does he plead, innocent or guilty? He said, I choose to remain silent. When you choose to remain silent, they cannot take your property, they cannot put you through the courts because you're not answering that question. What they do with you when you say that is they throw you in jail and they torture you all day. The idea is to torture you so much that you will eventually plead, and then they can take your stuff and put you through the courts. However, he didn't want to plead because he had 8 children. He knew that his wife was going to be executed. This was what he felt he had to do. He figured he was either going to die by being hung or die by being by being tortured. This way, if he does not say anything and he remains silent, his property will remain with his children. So he said nothing. So that made it what they do. They threw him in the dungeon. During the day, they brought him over here and they decided to press him to death. It's an ancient torture. I will tell you that Giles Corey was the only man ever to be pressed to death in the United States. The only man. It never happened again, and he was the only one. They took off all of his clothes. He was 80, by the way. They dragged him over there in that corner. They lied him on the ground. They put boards on top of him, and they started to pile stones. The weight of the stones was supposed to make it difficult for him to be able to breathe. That fear of not being able to catch your breath, that was what would make you change your mind and plead, or even confess to being a witch. After one day of piling stones, George Corwin went over to Giles Corey and asked him, "How do you plead?" And his response was, "More weight." Now, they left him there. They came back the next day. They piled more stones, and they asked him again, "Giles Corey, how do you plead?" And his response again was, "More weight." Now, George Corwin was very frustrated. He decided to stand on top of the stone. And at that point, the crowd that had gathered around started screaming, "George, he can't answer you. His tongue is bulging out of his face." He took his walking cane and poked the tongue back in. It took almost 3 days to execute him by the means of pressing to death, but they did. And he died, but all of his property remained with his family. So that's pretty cool. But they did leave him right over there. We believe he is in one of those unmarked graves in the back of Howard Street. Any questions here? That's a bingo hollow. That's yeah, this is it. Yeah, this is all fields. You guys ready to move?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, only one man. It was George Corwin. No witches were ever burned at stakes. The mansion was owned by a man named Captain Joseph White. Captain Joseph White was an 80-year-old retired captain. He was incredibly wealthy, very, 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 very rich. In fact, the people of the community felt that he had large treasure chests of gold in his bedroom. Now, in April of 1830, Captain White was murdered, and he was murdered in his bedroom, which was right here. Now, this is a haunted mansion. We often see Captain White standing in his bedroom window. He was murdered. He was bludgeoned. His head was bashed in. He was also stabbed 13 times in the chest. We often see him standing there with his head half gone. Sometimes you see him peeking from the side. He stands there almost every day. Now, here's the image. Not only is that cool, all the image itself, but he used to live in this house with his niece named Mary, and she had a daughter. His daughter married a man named Joseph Knapp. It was Joseph Knapp and his brother John that hired the 2 Crown and Shield brothers who live in this mustardy house right over here. They hired them, offering them $1,000 each to kill the captain. In fact, Joseph Knapp stole the will and left the window open for Richard Crown and Shield to go in there and actually murder the captain.
He was waiting to see the ghost.
Murdering the captain, and they were done. They went to a bar and celebrated. They celebrated heartily. Got so drunk they pulled everybody in the car. Who they executed, why they executed, who it was who hired them. There was somebody who was in that bar who made blackmail letters to
Are there people that like work in there or something? Or
What?
do people like actually like go in here? Oh. Well, I just saw somebody walk by that window, so do what you want with that information.
The murderer was our ancestor.
Listen to the names. Joseph Knapp.
George Crowdenshield went free. Okay? So now you know
Your
kind of
great
how that all
grandfather
happened.
is
Now,
Thomas
the man
Knapp.
who actually was
Listen to
the
the
prosecutor, his name was Daniel Webster. Daniel Webster was hugely famous, okay? They have Daniel Webster College in New Hampshire, okay? People came from all over to watch this court battle. This whole trial was well attended by many famous people. In fact, Edgar Allan Poe and Nathaniel Hawthorne were both present in the courtroom when he was giving his final summations. They both claimed that this entire process of watching the trials and listening to the final summations influenced them. In fact, Edgar Allan Poe said that he would have never have written Telltale Heart if it wasn't for the final summation. And if you read them both side by side, they sound very similar.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but I saw some guy walk by that window right there. I was looking at
What makes this cool is this haunted mansion.
and this house is empty.
Beautiful Federal style building. It's a beautiful architectural genius. Samuel McIntyre, very famous, right? Well, that building and the murder of Captain White were the prime reason and the influence for why Parker Brothers created the board game Clue.
Wow.
Who did it?
Parker
Yep.
Brothers.
So, the very first box of Clue has this building right on the front. The actual board itself and how the rooms are situated
our
is the
ancestors made
exact
Clue.
floor plan of this house. How awesome is that? So not only does the death of Captain White give us this beautiful mansion, the scary, awesome, haunted place that he haunts all the time, not only did it give us Telltale Heart and Scarlet Letter, but it gave us one of the most awesome board games ever, Clue. Now, how great is this house? This is like an amazing, awesome house. And that's why I save it till the end, because why would you start here? This is like the best house ever. It is, it's great. It's got like so many levels to it. Now, I totally did not get really into the trial, but if I were you, I spent the whole night reading on this. It's so fascinating. Look up the murder of Captain Joseph White and the Gardner Pingery and the whole thing, because it's an amazing story. And you can actually read the final summation. I then read the Telltale Heart and I compared them. It blows your mind. I mean, the whole thing is like mind-blowing. It's totally worth like late night reading, okay? Did you guys have fun? Even though we all got soaked?
I can picture you guys in front of this house.
Yes. Well, I'm so glad. Thank you for the applause. I appreciate
Can
that.
we do the thumbnail
And
for
again,
this
I
house?
do have cards to give out to everybody if you guys
Can we
would
get
like
the
to take one. If
thumbnail
nothing
for
else, they're
this
pretty
house?
cool.
Can we get this?
The thumbnail. Thumbnail.
Thank you all. You guys can go on to TripAdvisor and give me a great review. This is called Salem Night Tour, and my name is Elena. You hated me. My name is George. Poor George. He gets up reviews. Actually, anybody else? Like, you know what I mean? Now I bring a pointer. I can't. I go home, I scrub myself with salts and do all the kind of crazy stuff because I just, I don't want to even know.
She's talking about the stuff that has happened while she's giving tours. Wait, hold up, Bridget.
They do.
Is that a head?
But since COVID, they have not
I s-
Yeah, so they did. It's because of all the people. Yes, PBS.
I don't know if you see that, but I'm pretty sure that is a head.
Now there are some ways that you can get into these ones. You can't. The rules remain the same. Yeah, the foundation of PBS. The longest continuous running.
So pretty much, we were only in Salem for like a day, and I'm not sure what clips are in there because I didn't edit it yet, and I recorded these clips like a month ago. So as soon as we got there, we went to this reenactment show. That was copyright, so I couldn't put it on YouTube. And then I believe we went to go get some food. Then we went to a museum. I'm not sure if I recorded in there. I think I might have recorded in there. I'm not sure. Then we went on a night tour, and it was storming that whole time. So who knows how much I got to record there. And you'll see in the thumbnail, we went to this mansion that was based off of it was what the board game Clue was based off of. Literally, the layout of the first floor was a layout of the board game Clue. And also, this mansion was what Telltale Heart was based off of. And also, our ancestors went and killed the dude that lived in that mansion. And so, if you look in the thumbnail, I kept seeing this dude up there. I kept saying, hey, is there somebody up there? Is there somebody up there? Well, the ghost of the dead guy was up there the whole time. And if you look into the thumbnail, like screenshot the thumbnail and zoom in, you're gonna see the dude. You just gotta check all the windows, but you're gonna see the dude. And no, it's not an actual person. Well, it used to be. It's a ghost. And if you made it this far into the video, I love you. You're a legend. So comment gingerbread man. Just because it's Christmas time. Comment gingerbread man. And so please leave a like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Diz_kids. And yeah. 3, 2, 1, goodbye.